Alright, so no, this is not a takeover devlog, nor is it a Rise video. This is actually a project completely independent of both of those. This is the Pillage Gang, which is basically me taking the entire month of November, and not November, October and potentially November, depends on how long this project takes. Basically me taking this month off to do something that isn't a beat 'em up. This is a shooter, I guess, if I had to compare it to anything. Toon shooters, I guess, is the closest approximation, but not really. It does not feel the same. Now, the hitbox of the player here, the player's called Searcher, is the torso bit, so the hoodie part up. The legs do not, the leg part is not does not take damage when it hits these red blocks, but the torso bit does. Now, if you look in the top left, there's the health bar. You can see you can take 4 hits. And the face there changes to, well, it's not a face, it's a mask, but whatever. Anyway, you can see you shoot automatically, and if you press the E button, you'll shoot right. The Q button turns you around in case you're fighting a boss, I guess. Or in case enemies are coming from the left. It's honestly a very simple thing. The screen scrolls automatically, and the only time it stops is during bosses. It's honestly a very simple project, which is part of the reason I'm doing it, is because it's a very simple project. Kinda don't want to do a beat 'em up right now, as I just finished one, so I'm going to be doing this until I finish it, and then I'll go back to Takeover. Takeover's not canceled. I'm just saying this so that you guys aren't like confused that there's no Takeover devlogs until whenever this game's finished. And I'm not going to be talking about this game as extensively. There might be 4 or 5 devlogs total at most, because I get that a lot of you just aren't interested in this. I get that, and so I won't be talking about it as much as I inevitably will talk about Takeover. So, yeah, once this game's finished, I'll share a link to it and whatever, but this is just a break project, so I'm not working on 2 beat-em-ups in a row. The game that's planned after Takeover is also a beat-em-up, so expect another break project then. I don't know what that break project will be. It won't be a shooter like this game is. It'll be something different. Again, don't know what, but yeah. I expect this project should be done at absolute latest, the end of November, but I expect it to be done by the end of this month. It's not that big a project. I've got all of this done, all of this code done, all of this art asset done, which is just the player and health icons really, but all of this done today. Like 90% of this game's effort is not coding. It's drawing the art assets and it's conceptualizing what's going to happen in the game. So this game should not take long. All of the basic stuff, code-wise, that's new to the game is already there. I've already done all the new stuff, basically. Everything else is already implemented in Rise, basically. So I'm going to reuse a lot of the basic mechanics from Rise to implement this. Like, obviously, how boss cooldown attacks work. A lot of the code from Rise will be used in this, is the point, because that's stuff that's already done, okay? There's no point in me reworking something that works. The hitboxes from Rise is obviously not something I'm using. The hitboxes for the player will be the same as Rise, in this case, because you're not going to be going and attacking enemies with melee. There's not a melee option in this game, so there's no point to use the Takeover hitboxes, because Takeover already has new hitboxes. There's no point in using those. As this game, as honestly, the Rise hitboxes are better. They're less complicated, and if anything touches you, you're taking damage regardless, so there's no point in using the better, but more complicated hitboxes. So that's the end of the recording, I guess.